Henri Castin, born Paris, 1940, height 5 feet 10 inches, hair dark. Current rank adjunct officer of police, heading the serious crime squad. His commander, Divisional Commissaire Richard of Central Division, has a very high opinion of his abilities. Wife, formerly Vera Paskova, born Brno, 1955, a Czechoslovak athlete who defected to France in 1975 and married Henri Castin to secure French citizenship. She is partially paralyzed as the result of a train accident. Now works as an artist. Castin has marked left-wing liberal tendencies, which he makes no attempt to conceal. Speaks fluent English.
The Night Lords by Nicolas Freeling, dramatized by Michael Bakewell, with Keith Barron as Henri Castin.
Nice morning off, Castin.
Chance would be a fine thing. I've been out at Sheep.
Not another bank raid?
They've only got themselves to blame. What do they expect? They open a hole and corner branch in some dismal suburb, and they're surprised when they get held up by a gang of kids armed with nothing more dangerous than water pistols. Anything in that paper?
Wouldn't bother if I were you.
The usual.
The usual. Why don't the police get down to catching criminals instead of harassing law-abiding citizens?
In that case, Lasserre, it's time for lunch.
The plat du jour is stewed bacon and lentils, endive salad.
Okay by me.
That'll be fine.
Wine?
Just a half.
Thank you, monsieur.
How's Vera?
She's all right. It's her third month now. She's been very undramatic about it. Discreet breath control exercises.
She managed to get about all right?
You know Vera. The moment she was off crutches, she became pregnant. A sort of celebration, she said.
Castin, telephone.
Oh, look, who knows we're here?
Fausta.
Excuse me. Look, Fausta, we've only just sat down.
Richard wants you.
But I haven't had lunch yet.
It's urgent. He wants you now.
What's that you're eating?
Scrambled eggs. Fausta bought in her camping stove.
I hope you realise I've given up lunch.
I want you to whip down to Thomas' restaurant straight away. Peculiar things are happening in his parking lot.
Why me?
A variety of reasons. He asked for you. Seems to think you'd be anxious to do him a favour.
You see, he's determined to get his money's worth. Vera did some drawings for his new menus, and he thought he was doing her a favour.
He seems to be in a muddle with some English people. Thought you might be able to handle it. After all, you are the English expert.
What's it all about?
I haven't the faintest idea. Vampires, by the sound of it. Corpses appearing and disappearing. He wants discretion. You know the kind of clientele he gets in his restaurant. Top people in high places. No press, he begs in tears. He's frightened he might lose a rosette. He might even give you lunch.
Have you eaten?
Well, I was...
Never mind, another time. Something to drink?
Yes, please.
Jean?
Monsieur Thomas?
There was an unfinished bottle of the 83 on table 12.
At once, monsieur.
So what's your problem?
There is a butcher. He lives in Le Puy.
Sounds promising.
His grandmother died in a town some distance from here. But it was a town where a certain company have a monopoly of the undertaking business and their prices are high. You understand?
Pardon me, monsieur.
Thank you, Jean.
Thank you. Oh, very good.
So he loads Granny into his station wagon to drive the corpse back to Le Puy, where funerals come cheaper. On his way, he decides to stop here for lunch.
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
While he was having lunch, someone stole the station wagon. He's been kicking up a terrible fuss. Just imagine what the papers will make of it all.
With no difficulty. But this isn't a matter for the police judiciaire. Car thefts, failure to register a death with the proper authorities. These concern the local gendarmerie. But I'll do what I can to expedite matters and see there is no adverse publicity.
Oh, that would be a great help.
And while I'm here, perhaps we could clear up the little matter of Vera's drawings.
I'll write her a check. It's very good publicity for her, of course. Our menus get taken away as souvenirs by people from all over the world, and with her signature on them. Do you see, Castin? It's a marvellous opening for her. But the affair of the butcher is not the reason I asked you to come here. There is far worse. I'm counting on you.
Oh, yes, the roast beef brigade. I saw their Rolls Royce in the car park.
Another glass.
Thank you.
I had to explain the other first. You see, the damned English girl discovers she's forgotten something in the middle of lunch, goes out to the car, and lets out the most frightful yell. There's a body in the boot.
How very awkward.
And as if that wasn't bad enough, the butcher starts up all over again, thought it was his granny. I got onto Richard straight away. I didn't want the local gendarmerie barging their way in here.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Where are the English?
In the little banqueting room. Didn't want to eat any more. One can hardly blame them, I suppose. I cancelled their bill, of course, but it's no fault of mine, damn it. How am I to keep it quiet?
Well,
look, Castang. Come out here with your wife and have whatever you please on the house. And moreover, I'll pay the whole agreed sum for her drawings. But for the love of heaven, see to it this goes no further.
Well, if you'll just give me that check now.
I'll write it out straight away.
Anybody leave early or in a hurry?
One or two, but they're locals. I know them. 3rd of March, isn't it?
That's right.
Just plain Vera Castang?
That'll do. I'll want identification. Wherever that's not possible, the most exact description you can get from, well, whoever served them.
Well, that's easy. And the people who are here now?
Oh, well, there's no need to upset them. When they pay, ask politely for them to leave their names and addresses. Routine police measures, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and have a waiter take a discreet note of the numbers of every car that's still in the car park. There'll be no problem about the butcher. Whoever pinched his wagon will dump it the second he discovers Granny. The gendarmerie will handle that little matter. And I'll look after the English, okay?
Emphatically okay. Here's your check.
You are the police?
That's right, police judiciaire. Do you mind if I sit down?
Please do.
Thank you.
Our name is Armitage. This is my husband, Sir James.
Oh.
And our 2 children, Colin and Patience.
How do you do?
We'd like to know how long we're expected to stay here.
Well, think of it as if your car had broken down.
I'm sorry, but I don't...
I know Rolls-Royce doesn't, but if it had, you would have to take it into town and let the specialist have a look at it. Perhaps it needs a spare part. And that's what we're going to have to do about your case.
What?
It's now 2:20. If we're lucky, we might get it sorted out today, but I have to say it's more likely to be tomorrow lunchtime.
Oh dear. What, here?
Well, it would be better in town, I think. That's where we keep our mechanics. I'm sorry to have to interrupt your holiday, but, well, it's a nice town. First, I need to know a few facts. Now, I'm told you found a body in your car. Who is it? Where does it come from? It may be easy to find out. It may be more complicated. But in any case, there will be formalities. My superior, the commissaire, is the only one who can decide. He may want to see you himself.
Perhaps I should tell you at once that my husband is a High Court judge. You must realize that his word in any matter would be absolutely unquestionable. It strikes me that if he were to put his name to a statement for your superior, that would put an end to the matter.
I see. And what would be the essence of this statement?
Why, that we know nothing whatsoever about these questions. This, who is it and where does it come from? And that, frankly, is enough to satisfy any police authority. We quite realise, of course, none better than ourselves, that the police have their work to do, but this abominable discovery is purely coincidental. Our car has been parked in the open. The affair concerns us no further.
I don't want to irritate you, but I am a servant of the law. Sir James, I'm sorry, is that correct? You understand that there are rules which must be observed. We have here an unexplained death. Someone has sought to conceal that death, to disguise or falsify the circumstances, and that is serious. The law here prescribes that the procureur makes an inspection. If he is not satisfied, which seems very probable, he will ask an examining magistrate to open an inquiry. The commissaire will then decide the course he should take. Until that is done, I cannot help you. You must help me. That is clear, I believe.
I suppose there's something in what you say. Please understand this, then. If we do as you ask, it is reluctantly and under protest.
Yes.
Certainly we shall lose no time in contacting the consular authorities, in requesting their presence at any official transaction, and in notifying our embassy, which will see that proper steps are taken.
I think that this should be put on record. I'll take note of your protest and of your appeal to your rights. They will be scrupulously respected. But you must understand that the procedure will cause delays in the administrative process.
Mister, let me put a question to you. These notes you were taking, what evidential value, if any, do they have?
This is called a preliminary inquiry. Until ordered by the magistrate, no, the notes are not evidence. They are a documentation of any facts apparent to me that may be relevant in any subsequent legal procedure.
In that case, don't waste your time writing anything at all. My name and address will be quite sufficient. You sought to impress my wife, and did so enough to provoke her into talking about consult. I can't see any need for that, Rosemary. As he says, it would only complicate their bureaucracy further. 5 minutes with your superior would be quite enough to settle this.
Good. The names and addresses, then, if you'd be so kind, and the serial numbers of your passports, please.
What?
Rather like prisoners of war. And then it will be necessary for me to view the body.
I'm not going through opening it up again. Can't you do it, Colin?
Oh, all right. Give me the keys, Patience.
And what is your opinion of all this, Mr. Armitage?
Well, it seems obvious to me. If someone wants to get rid of a little embarrassment, he tries to hook it onto someone else. The unlikelier, the better. Starts a red herring. What none of us can understand is that you should fall for it. While you're fussing about here, the real chap's on a plane to Brazil or something. Shall I do the honours?
If you please.
There you are.
She was naked, mid-20s at a guess, probably strangled. I haven't moved her.
Good. Have the car towed in here by the local garage, with them in it.
Well, isn't that going a bit far?
I thought you told them to treat it as a car breakdown.
But I didn't mean it literally.
Best way to handle it. It might also bring them down a peg. I'll have the procurer's number 2 and the police surgeon waiting for their arrival. Treat them just like anyone else. Who these people say they are is irrelevant.
You'll interview the judge.
I'm looking forward to it.
Sir James Armitage, permit me to introduce the members of what in France we term the parquet, a phrase referring to the well of the court, I believe. This is Monsieur Arnaud, the procurer's senior substitute, and Mr. Chalmette, the examining magistrate. May I present Mr. Martin Green, the British Vice Consul?
Ah, Green.
Pleased to be of service, Sir James. The Consul General is away, I'm afraid.
This is Dr. Baudet, the police surgeon.
Right, let's get started, shall we? If someone would unlock the boot.
The pleasure's mine, I'm afraid. There you are.
Well, get her out, somebody, get her out. You don't expect me to climb in there, do you?
Just a minute. Photo. Right, get her out.
Let's see now. Rigor mortis, wearing off. Yes, thought so. Have to look at her in detail, obviously. But, in the meantime, homicide. Strangulation, not manual, not ligature. Arm. Somebody killed her with the crook of his elbow.
You can confirm that much now?
Yes, Monsieur Arnaud, I can.
At least we can be grateful for no ambiguities.
Will you proceed, Monsieur Chalmette?
Yes. Investigation hereby opened. Please see to the preliminaries, Commissaire Richard. Perhaps the gentleman from the consulate would care to be present.
I would, certainly.
We'll go to my office, shall we? I hope there'll be enough room.
I thought everybody could gather here in the outer office. Then we could use your office for the statements.
We'll do just that, Faster. And I think you do well to book rooms at the Albion Hotel for Sir James and his family. One night should suffice, I think, since the doctor's going to do the autopsy right away.
Right.
Carstang, you'll take 4 statements from each of the Armitage family. Sir James, you'll find the Albion quite a comfortable place. The adjective perfidious is rather out of date, I should hope. Mr. Green is welcome to be present at the interrogations, if it be so wished.
Thank you.
Which is all that needs to be said at this juncture. Will you carry on, Carstang?
I'll take Sir James first, if you please.
We crossed the Channel on the last day of February, around midday. We didn't go far. I don't like hurrying when I'm on holiday. We got as far as Rouen and had a look at all that Joan of Arc carry-on. We stayed the night there. Didn't care for the food much, too heavy for my taste.
And what was the name of the hotel?
Oh, I can't recall. We'll have to ask my wife. But in any case, the car was in the hotel garage that night. The next day, we potted about the cheese and cider country. Had a spot of lunch in Caen. Went to have a look at the site of the wartime landings in Aramonche. We ended the day in Bayeux. Didn't feel like eating very much, but we had a good bottle of wine.
And the car that night?
It was parked in the hotel courtyard. They locked the gate at night, as I recall.
And the following day?
Oh, we had a very long and very tedious drive. We ended up somewhere near Tours. Again, Rosemary will have to tell you exactly where. It was a pleasant country house sort of place. Mercifully light food. A blessed relief after all that heavy Normandy cooking. And delightfully quiet. We slept well. The next day... Well, you know all about the next day.
So you had no fixed itinerary?
We never do. We just go where the spirit takes us. You can find rooms anywhere at this time of the year. That's why we chose it.
So no one would have been aware of your movements?
To the best of my knowledge, no. As far as I can see, Inspector, the poor wretched girl must have been inserted into the car at Tours. But I suppose your forensic people will sort all that out.
So you didn't make any stops on the morning the body was found?
No, I don't believe we did.
Did any of you take anything out of the boot while the car was at Tours?
I didn't go near it myself. I had my overnight bag. I hadn't set eyes on my suitcase since we left Bayeux, but my wife is in charge of the luggage. She is most efficient.
I can't be sure. I only had the little suitcase at Tours, and I gave the keys to the porter person and let him load up the car.
And you're sure he locked it?
No, I'm not. And there was a delay of about 10 minutes before we set off, because Patience had left something in her room. I was preoccupied in trying to sort out the bill at the time. Shamefully expensive. I'm sure they overcharged us.
And did you check that the boot was locked before you drove off?
I generally do. It's a kind of reflex action, but I couldn't swear to it.
And where had the car been parked during the night?
In the car park. It's some distance from the hotel. The place stands in its own grounds, but anyone could just wander in.
And is there a spare set of keys, Lady Armitage?
There are 3. One set is with a chauffeur in London. He's Portuguese, a charming boy, but there was no point in bringing him. I have a set, and so does my daughter Patience. She shares the driving with me.
Yes, I did go back to my room just before we left. For personal reasons, if you must know. It couldn't have been more than 5 minutes.
And did you take any luggage from the boot into the hotel at Tours?
No, I had my overnight bag. We all do. It's so much easier when you're only staying for one night.
And when you left in the morning, did you notice whether the boot was locked?
Oh, I've no idea. It was raining and I just popped my case inside the car. Oh, but yes, of course it was. At lunchtime, I went out to get a road map from the car, and I had to unlock the boot to get it. I remember unlocking it because, well, that's when I found her. I got such a fright I just banged it shut again.
Did you make any stops that morning?
Oh, just to get some petrol in some village, and I popped into the service station.
Was there any particular reason why you decided to have lunch at Thomas' restaurant?
Well, it's quite famous, isn't it? And in any case, we had arranged to meet my brother there.
What should I be doing tagging along with them? When I heard they were going off on holiday, I thought it a good notion to join them somewhere along the way.
Yes?
I wanted to get a bit of skiing in. I arranged to meet them at the restaurant here. I wanted to taste Monsieur Thomas' celebrated cooking, and I thought the old folk would probably foot the bill.
So where were you last night?
Deauville.
Ah, Deauville.
Well, I mean, not exactly in Deauville. Somewhere around, a few miles outside. There are about 10,000 signs all saying Caen.
And the name of the hotel?
Oh, I've no idea. The Golden Lion? Or the Red Lion? Or the Three-Legged Lion? They all look alike, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, wooden beams, check tablecloths, Gothic lettering, chicken valet doge and lamb chops. I was tired. I was only looking for a place to kip and have some grub. Didn't exactly go looking it up in Michelin.
But surely you must have a bill, and that would tell you the name
I don't bother to keep bills. I'm not a commercial traveller. As I said, it wasn't the kind of place you remember. I went up early, read a book, a detective story.
Ah.
The detectives were far better in the book than they are in real life.
You know, there's nothing fundamentally improbable or odd about any of this.
I suppose not, Mr. Green.
Colin is rather a cool card, but he's quite outside the scope of your inquiry. Wouldn't you agree? It's the Rolls-Royce that is the key. Somebody found it clever. I hesitate to use the word funny to place the body there.
I'll see if the boys have finished with the rolls. Otherwise, can you ferry the judge and his family back to the Albion?
Oh, yes. I've got my car here. God knows I'm expected to keep them entertained.
Well, they are rather difficult.
English people tend to have a deep-rooted fear of French law. They'll have seen that neither you nor the commissaire are exactly ogres.
What's the population of Deauville in the month of March? I mean, it's not much more than a village at this time of year.
Don't let it get to you.
Look, Green was obviously worried that I was going to treat Colin's attitude as insolence. At the very least, it's a challenge.
Unless the examining magistrate insists on it, I wouldn't go checking on where the boys stay. It's a trap. Over the last dozen years, there have been maybe 4 cases of murder involving English tourists. And I only need remind you of Gaston Dominici.
But that was years ago.
Not where the British press are concerned. Every time they work up an immense hullabaloo about our disregard for human rights. If we let the boy provoke us into anything construable as unreasonable interference, they'll have us on toast. As it is, we'll get accused of a smear campaign against Rolls-Royces.
Well, I said we shouldn't have towed the car through the streets.
There are a variety of small discrepancies in these statements.
Yes, the judge says they didn't stop this morning, whereas there was, in fact, a petrol stop.
And the girl went to the lavatory. I'll send Ortez to check it out. Exactly the right job for him.
Oh, and they had another pee stop somewhere in the country.
So much for the British bladder. Must be all that tea. We must find out whether the car was left unattended for any period of time, and we must check on all the people in Thomas' car park.
Well, that's been done.
How about the butcher's granny? Any sign of her?
Well, the gendarmerie found her in a ditch. The butcher's claiming she was damaged in transit. You don't think that the boy may be deliberately trying to put us off the scent of what happened in Tours by leaving a false trail in Deauville?
If we start inquiring into what English tourists picked up whores in Deauville, even in the month of March, every French visitor to Marks and Spencer's in Bournemouth will be arrested for shoplifting.
And what about the other guests at Tours?
Tours is, what, under 2 hours by autoroute from Paris? All those places are love nests. That's what the examining magistrate thinks anyway. Something goes wrong in the middle of the night. The fellow hides corpse in handily parked Rolls-Royce.
But surely he'd put it in his own car, the one he could be sure no one else would open.
Say that to an examining magistrate and he'd say overtaken by panic. Let's see what Tours says tomorrow.
That smells good.
It smells good simply because there's a bit of grated cheese on the top, which is now under the grill.
What is it?
It's only eggs a la tripe. It's just a meal and it has no importance. It's kind of you to be polite and utter a word of appreciation for the housewife who has taken pains over the stupid grub.
Well, even so, you better tell me how to do it. Now, you're going to have other things on your mind fairly soon. How is the baby?
Quiet and comfortable.
Good.
Do you really want to know?
What?
Eggs a la tripe.
Yeah, of course.
You make a bit of cream sauce with a lot of sliced onions stewed in the milk.
Yes.
You put sliced hard-boiled eggs in a fireproof dish, pour the sauce over, and add the grated cheese.
Oh, well, I think I might manage that. Is there any beer in the fridge?
There should be. Why are you late?
Well, it's been that sort of day, and the journey back was murder. Why is it that whenever a motorist sets eyes on a man on a bike, he behaves like a raving maniac?
I wish you wouldn't do it. I'm always worried when you take your bike.
Well, it's better than staring at the behind of a car in front of you for half an hour. One guy actually forced me into the gutter and then cursed me for getting in his way.
So what did you do?
Well, I showed him my badge and asked to see his papers. So there'll be yet another complaint in the press about the police interfering with the rights of ordinary citizens.
Look, why don't you drink your beer and take a shower? Wash that tired policeman's look off your face.
Yeah, well, if only it could all go away that easily.
Anything in particular?
The face of a dead girl.
Something that might interest you, Commissaire.
Yes?
She was 9 weeks pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Sedentary worker, secretarial. Played quite a lot of tennis. Her teeth were bad, considerably mended and standing in need of more. Went around a good deal in bare feet.
Really?
It's obvious. Some alcohol present, in fact rather a lot. She must have been fairly drunk. She'd eaten an hour or two before death. Final meal, shellfish, steak, deep-fried potatoes, salad, cake. Depending on what time she ate, we can put her death around midnight.
I see.
Sexual intercourse between the meal and the death. I won't say there was a struggle, but she was handled with some roughness. Bruising not consistent with rape. She was a willing partner. Is that enough we're going on with, or do you want more?
Oh, no, thank you, Doctor. It's about as much as I need.
You'll be getting a full report as soon as possible.
Thank you, Doctor.
Lasserre's got the report from Tours.
Oh, anything of interest?
Well, it doesn't get us very far. The porter who handled the suitcase says he didn't see the interior of the car boot. Quote, stood there and got loaded with a heap of junk, unquote. Same boy brought out case next morning, but claims to have left it on ground beside car. Asked for explanation, says, quote, I received the impression they were kind of customers who didn't like the car touched, unquote. Tours are definitely of the impression that the hotel staff are unlikely to have been involved.
Even the English couldn't put a case in the boot without noticing a body there.
The whole point is they never actually opened the boot, they just chucked the case onto the back seat.
So we still don't know whether the boot was locked overnight.
Well, if those damn stupid English hadn't been too lazy to open the boot in Tours, we'd never been stuck with all this nonsense. Obviously, the whole inquiry belongs to Tours.
That's not what the examining magistrate thinks.
Mr. Martin Green's on the phone. He wants to talk to you.
Tell him to give them all lunch. I'll be over as soon as I can.
So, they didn't even bother to check whether it was locked. I've been saying all along they weren't to be trusted.
Hush, Mother, that's enough.
It's obvious we're not going to be able to clear this matter up within 24 hours. We shall have to widen the scope of our inquiries.
But surely you don't mean to keep these good people...
No, Mr. Green, I do not. I've no wish to keep the Armitage family here any longer. They're free to proceed as they please.
Well, thank God for a ray of common sense at last.
There's just one reservation. The examining magistrate has the right to hear and summon witnesses. In the event of a piece of evidence coming to light which might involve your confirmation, we shall need to know where we can get in touch with you.
I see. Well, it's just we don't have any definite plans. I mean, Colin wanted to ski, and we thought of staying on the south coast. Round Cannes, perhaps.
But you'll be in France for the next 2 weeks.
More or less. The start we've had doesn't exactly encourage us.
You mustn't let that or me spoil your holiday. A simple telephone call to the police at Cannes or Nice just to say where you'll be staying.
Our consulate in Nice would be glad to give...
Excellent suggestion. It'd be embarrassing for you to have to keep on phoning police stations.
That wasn't quite what I... Oh, well, I suppose so.
Let me wish you a pleasant holiday. Don't give any of this a second thought. That's my work.
You're not going to like this.
What is it?
It's Baudet's comments on the preliminary dental report on the girl.
Most, if not all, this dental work is of a quality I can only call cheap. The style of the work is not European, nor I should say American. If asked to offer an opinion, I should hazard its origin as being English. So, what do you expect me to do? Tell the examining magistrate that because the naked girl in the boot had her teeth done in England, to all intents and purposes she's English, and he asks, what intents and purposes? What do I say to that?
Well, I imagine that it might cross your mind the naked girl could be in some way connected with or even known to these good folk. She didn't necessarily travel with them, but she may have met up with them by design.
At which the magistrate suggests that we ask the English CID to investigate the family's background, with a view to obtaining a positive identification of the said naked girl?
Well, something like that.
No, we won't do that, Custang, because the CID won't be pleased at the idea of a lot of loutish French cops suggesting that their eminent judge has chosen a barefoot nympho as his travelling companion.
Then perhaps you could send them the dental report.
We could, but I think we'll do it the hard way. You can go to Tours and make inquiries about the girl, get some action out of their commissariat. It happened on their premises, so they've only got themselves to blame. And while you're at it, you can go on to Caen and check on the Armitage boy's story.
But yesterday, when I suggested
That was yesterday. Now the examining magistrate is insisting that we investigate it. You can go to Deauville. Trip to the seaside, you'll like that. And take a few photographs of the dead girl with you.
But listen, she was swollen up like bubble gum.
Then get them to make a sketch of what she would have looked like. That's what they're there for. Or why did you ask Vera if she could have a shot at it? If she wouldn't find it too gruesome.
Now, you don't have to look at this if you don't want. She's not very nice. The efforts at retouching are catastrophic. I don't know, if we tried from the other end, make a drawing and then photograph that.
Let me see. Oh, God.
Look, you don't have to do it.
Oh, you have to get used to it, and so can I. But all I could do is an illustration, an imaginative reconstruction. What does your pathologist say about her?
I've got it here. Ears of rare beauty, breasts splendid, Always goes a bit over the top. Lips magnificently modelled, race half-breed Eurasian or quadroon, Latin skull.
Slav, perhaps. I'll try.
But at the very least she'll look like somebody alive, and that's the way anybody who saw her will recollect her. I'd better pack a bag.
Where are you off to?
Richard's sending me to the seaside, to Deauville. But I'm stopping off at Tours on the way.
Well, she doesn't look bad. Never easy to do. You know, I remember one that had taken a shotgun blast from close up. Now, where were these Armitage people before coming to Tours?
Normandy, Bayeux, Rouen, at Channel Ferry.
And according to the dental work, you think she might be English?
Well, the photos have been sent off to all the cross-channel ports. I mean, there's no harm in trying. There aren't that many tourists this time of year.
Oh, God knows how many English people working in Paris, and even more of them resident in Normandy. I don't fancy your chance of picking up the track of this one girl who might possibly be English along the road from here to the coast. As for our inquiries at the hotel here, we'll do our best, but it could take some time to locate everyone who stayed there that night. But what's the rush, anyway?
Well, these English people are at provisional liberty, or just plain liberty, rather, since there's not the remotest evidence to point to them. Now, they might be around for a fortnight or so, but if it does turn out that they are involved, it will be a lot easier to cope with, well, while they're still on French soil.
Well, we'll do what we can.
You'll look for her clothes.
I don't need you, you know, to teach me my job.
It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. The Auberge de l'Hermitage. No, doesn't look likely. If only young Colin hadn't been so deliberately vague, going on about red and gold lions, and 2,000 road signs all saying Caen. And now there are 2 signs saying Caen. Well, if we allow for a little natural exaggeration... And there's the hotel. The Couronne. No lion of any sort. But it looks right. Well, there's no harm in trying.
Yeah, I remember him well. A young English chap with one of those little cars. It was in number 4, I think. Well, I can look it up in the book.
No, you finish your meal first. Single room.
Well, they're all doubles. With only 10. Or by himself, if that's what you mean. Ate alone right here at this table, served him myself.
You ever seen this girl?
No. If she'd been here, I'd have seen her.
Even in a bedroom?
Oh, you mean did he pick up a girl? Oh, not to my knowledge. It's possible, I suppose. Chambermaid might have noticed. You can ask her if you like. In the kitchen.
What time do you lock up at night?
Oh, around midnight. Till then, the outside door is shut, but not locked.
And in the morning?
Oh, I'm out early because of the market. Maria's here to make coffee. My wife's up at 7:30. That's as early as people leave. Oh, what's the trouble?
Well, we're just checking on this young chap's movements. If he had a companion, that would interest me. That's all.
I'll talk to Maria. I'll be here if you want me. She's a big, fat girl.
You're sure?
Of course I'm sure. Bed used, traces of makeup, and a smell. I brought him his breakfast. He was alone then.
And what time was that?
Ordinary time, 7:30, 8 maybe. She was gone earlier. Easy enough.
Is there anything you can think of to describe her, like fair or dark? Perfume, maybe. Hair in a waistband.
Oh, don't use a magnifying glass when I clean. What does it matter to me, anyway?
But just trying to think. Anything you can remember.
What? You mean knickers? Or a comb or an earring? Well, often, but not this time. Nothing.
Well, then why are you so sure there was someone?
Experience.
Here you are, copy of the bill. Bedroom number 4, like I said. Monsieur Robert Maxwell.
Really? Did you get a look at his car?
Yeah, one of those little coupes, dark blue. Green, perhaps. Difficult to tell at night.
And were there skis on the car?
Yeah, there were. Red, or maybe black.
Well, that's close enough. Thanks a lot. Can I keep the bill?
Sure, why not?
But does it really mean anything at all? Colin has a night of love with an unknown girl in a quiet hotel in Normandy. If there really was a girl at all. But it doesn't mean it was our girl. Well, it's probably no business of ours anyway. Robert Maxwell. Quite a joker. But the bill is for the night of the 1st. How can I have been so stupid? Colin Armitage said he was here the night the family stopped a tour. But he wasn't. He was here 24 hours earlier. He was lying. But why? And where was he on the night of the 2nd?
You're out of luck, I'm afraid. The commissaire's gone home. There's only me, Inspector Robber.
You'll do.
It's about the woman in the car, isn't it? I saw the signal, but the boss didn't say what he wanted doing with it.
Well, nothing yet. I came here hoping to find something that would tie in with it. I mean, I've spent the whole day running around after a boy who told me that he'd been in the area. In fact, so he had. Only it was the wrong day. He certainly spent the night with a woman, but there's nothing to say she was the naked body in the boat.
Why don't you ask him?
Well, he's up in the Alps in some ski place. But that's not it. I mean, the old man's a top English judge, and one can't go on at them on a slight supposition. The English would start getting on their very high horses.
Awkward.
Look, I'm starving. Let's go and have a bite to eat somewhere. I'm sure my expenses will cover us both. Is there any chance of a nice bit of fish?
There's a place by the harbour that's not so bad. I don't know about the fish. The whole goddamn estuary's polluted. But then, so are we, so what odds does it make? Calvados?
When in Rome, why not? That was just what I needed.
2 Calvados, doubles.
Certainly, Inspector.
Well, now, this woman who was with him, she didn't just jump out of the window in her nightie. Where'd she go to?
Well, she must have come from somewhere around here. But did he pick her up in Deauville or not? In any case, I don't think that she's the girl I'm looking for. I mean, no one recognized the face at the casino.
Did we get a photo with the signal? I didn't see one.
Well, don't worry, I've got one here.
Well, if she was a tourist, it'd be quite easy to... Bloody hell.
Yes, well, you see, she didn't look so good, so we fixed up a drawer.
Yes, I see, it's not bad either, but look, I know this woman.
What?
She just walked into the office. Said she was a journalist. I tell you, the English are balmy, but this beat everything I've ever heard. Good-looking girl, too.
She isn't anymore.
So she's not. It's queer, though. And it's very funny that she should be dead.
Funny?
Because she kept talking about death.
2 Calvados.
Oh, thanks very much.
Well, as my boss says, kindly try and make your narration coherent.
Salut.
Salut.
I was on the late shift. And you know how many people come into the station with weird tales or phony confessions, so I didn't take her seriously. She said she was a journalist, doing a series about crime, and could she interview me? So I said yes, subject to the usual, you know, anonymous source, no direct quotes, not to be taken as official.
Yeah.
She got a shorthand pad out to scribble on. An oddball. That was evident from the start.
Was she in fact English?
She didn't say so. She spoke quite good French. Fluent, an accent, but, what's the word? Colloquial.
Yeah. But how was she dressed?
Quite expensive, and, well, a bit scruffy. Leather coat, silk scarf, dressed like a sack, but good wool, blurry, swirly pattern in lots of colours, gold chain bracelet, high boots. I said, well, you're English. Why come here? She said, you've still got the death penalty. I mumbled the usual about, yes, but very rarely applied, more's the pity, and suddenly she says, have you killed people? So I woke up a bit, thought, steady boy, she's trying to be provocative.
Yeah.
Look, girl, I say, it happens that sometimes people shoot at us. She says, of course, and am I wearing a gun? And can she see it? Handle it? So I took the magazine out and gave it to her.
Yeah. Exciting yourself.
You're not kidding. All those jokes about the gun being the penis. She sat there cuddling it. So I asked for it back, said, no, sorry, that's serious, not for girls. She gave it back, said nothing, just grinned. Big mouth, lots of pale pink lipstick, that silvery kind.
Very attractive.
Oh, yes. Fantastically. Great wafts of it. Had I ever seen anyone guillotined, she said. I said no, abrupt. Was there anyone under sentence of death? Because she'd like to interview him, and could I get her in? So I said no, and no. It's interesting to be hand in hand with death, she says. I thought it was time to call her off. Sorry, I've quite a lot of work, but enjoy your stay in car and see you around, I hope. Off she went with no further fuss. Well, it doesn't sound much, but the way she looked and spoke, I'm not altogether surprised. I mean about her turning up in the car trunk. She was looking for excitement, and chose maybe the wrong time and place.
But she must have had luggage, and almost certainly a car. And was she with anyone?
Should be easy enough to check. Let's get back to the office. I can ring up the hotels. Least I can do after that meal.
All I'm concerned about is getting my money.
Yes, madame, of course, I understand.
What's his name?
Castang, Inspector Castang. He'll be right over. You're in luck.
Good.
The old bag was complaining about a no-show. The night your boyfriend in Deauville is supposed to have slipped a woman in, my necrophiliac girlfriend, clearly recognizable from her description, didn't occupy her room.
I see.
Which wasn't relet and wasn't paid for, so the old skinflint saw.
There you are, Inspector. Miss Mary Johnson, Egham, Surrey.
Thank you. We might want it photocopied. Now, I understand she left her luggage.
Her suitcase. I'm holding on to it. I've the right to keep it to reimburse my losses.
Well, I'm sorry, but all property is impounded and kept in police custody. That is the law.
Then I want a receipt.
Well, you can send a claim in to the examining magistrate. Now, what time was it when she checked in?
Oh, early afternoon. Looked at the room, came down a few minutes later and drove off.
In what kind of car?
Small, red, not a French car.
Was there anyone in the car waiting for her?
No, she was alone. So you want her suitcase?
Yes, I do.
It's in here. Leave much, did she?
Well, much as you might expect. Clothes, underwear, shoes. Not barefoot all the time, then.
What?
Well, nothing.
Any money?
No, nor any washing or makeup things. But a strange smell of perfume. Do you recognise it?
No idea.
Yes, a dark, rich scent.
That's right.
It seemed to hang over the office for days. Well, what's the next step?
How far's Bayeux?
28 kilometres. Why?
Well, the judge and his family stayed there at the end of their second day.
Oh.
Now, if only I could establish some kind of link between them and the girl.
It's not a very big place. An English girl in an English car, out of season. Somebody might remember. Particularly a girl like that.
Yeah, I'll try the hotel where the Armitages stayed. They might even have a room. It's getting late.
I'm afraid not. We're always full, even at this time of year. I'll just check for you.
That will be very kind. And while I'm here, I would like to see the manager, please.
Oh, yes, sir. I'll buzz him. He's in his office.
I remember the judge and his family very well. They'd been looking at the site of the landings in Arromanches. But this girl, no. Unusual type. Wouldn't have missed her. And yet there is something vaguely... a resemblance, perhaps, to some person I've seen somewhere, but... Yes? Right, I'll tell him. The girl's found a room for you.
Not much of a room, I'm afraid. Still, it's a bed.
Thank you. Could I just ask you to have a look at this? Have you ever seen this girl?
I'm not sure. She didn't stay here, that I do feel sure of. But people do come in to ask questions or buy picture postcards.
Or maybe to leave a message, make a phone call?
I'm sorry, I really can't be positive.
No, Richard's not here, I'm afraid.
Well, what about Lasserre?
He's out too.
Where are they?
The savings bank got knocked over again. The one in St. Clair?
Look, that's the third time in 3 months.
That's right, Lasserre's doing his nut. Anything I can tell anybody? If anybody shows up, that is.
Well, yes. Can you tell Richard I finished in car?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my way back to Tours. I'm trying to find the girl's car.
English Toyota? Yeah. On level 3.
And how long's he been there?
A few days. Couldn't say exactly. Wouldn't really notice unless it was reported stolen or something.
But you do look from time to time.
Well, most nights. Wouldn't believe the things some people get up to. Old wrecks abandoned, boxes of every sort of dirty rubbish. Woman left a baby once. Just said she forgot it.
Could the Toyota have been there a week?
Oh, it's possible. I'll show you. That's the one.
Thank you. And the ticket's still on it. 9:27 on the 3rd. The day after she died.
The key's here.
Sorry?
Taped to the inside of that bumper. Nothing surprised you in this business after a time?
No, nothing inside the car. Let's open the boot.
You didn't find another body.
Sorry to disappoint you. All I found was her overnight bag, makeup and jewellery, and no sign of the clothes she'd been wearing, nor her handbag.
But why would you expect them to be in the boot?
Well, because the car was parked there the morning after her death, the day her body was discovered. The murderer, or an accomplice, drove it there and left it with the keys all ready for us to find. And there was something else.
What?
Well, under the driving seat, her tights and knickers. Taken off in one. Certainly by her. Or why bury them under the driving seat? The path report said she'd made love before she was killed. But where or with? Oh, anyway, that's enough of all that. Now then, who's been here? Have you got a secret lover or something?
Maybe. How do you know someone's been here?
Well, I'm a detective. It's my job, remember. Or have you become a secret pipe smoker? Well, you know, women do funny things when they're pregnant.
Monsieur Bianchi dropped in. He wanted to talk to you, really.
Oh, but anything specific?
Just a chat, I think. After 30 years in the police, you need to talk shop with your old colleagues once in a while. He got quite philosophical.
Oh, really?
About the role of the police in society. He said the police is an elastic cushion between the government and the governed.
Ground between two millstones, I'd have thought.
He also said the police in Venice used to be called the Lords of the Night.
Oh, that's good.
Very bad, I should have thought. The worst kind of political police. He didn't know it was the name that interested him. Because what is night?
Yeah, well, one.
So I said from a painter's point of view, night was just a special kind of light. He said, no, night was an ancient spirit of evil. Night is the cholera, he said.
Did he?
When he went, he turned to me quite seriously and said, don't go out between sunset and sunrise. I said I never did, and he nodded and said, in earlier times that was understood.
Oh, well, who would have suspected it of old Bianchi? There's a lot to be said for electric light, but like most technology, it obscures as much as it illuminates. The Lords of the Night. You know, you do bring out the most remarkable things in people. It's a very special talent.
The potato soup's ready. That's another of my special talents.
It seems to me that your Armitage boy is concealing most, if not all, of the relevant information and attempting to use his family connections as an umbrella. But since his sister chose an extraordinary moment to open the car boot and let out an enormous scream, we can perhaps assume that the family itself has no guilty knowledge.
But if they'd known, surely they'd have tipped the girl into the ditch a lot earlier, like that butcher's granny.
Just so. I'm given to understand, however, that any interference with the judge or his family would be thought of as a hostile act by the British Embassy. And there's another thing. Fausta got a signal from the CID in London to say they've got an identification on the girl.
So that's good.
Yes, but they also say, which is very kind and neighbourly, that they propose to send 2 of their most skilled and experienced men over to assist with our inquiries. In other words, they propose to put the dog leash on us. And the muzzle, too.
When are they coming?
That's just it. They should be here at any moment. I've got a meeting at the prefecture, so you'll have to handle them.
But what am I supposed to do?
I'll leave it all to you. I'll be back by lunch.
My name's Larkins.
Hello.
How do you do? And this is Mr. Townsend.
Oh, well, please,
we
sit
thought
down.
we'd...
How was the flight?
Oh, well, very
I
pleasant, I
thought
think.
the gentleman might like a cup of tea.
Oh, what an excellent idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Fausta. And would you please tell Ortez we don't want any interruptions?
Very well, Inspector.
Well, what a wonderful girl.
Yes, she's far and away the best thing we've got round here.
Yeah. We got an identification on the girl without too much trouble, as it happened. Didn't need the teeth chart. Assuming that she was English, we made a presumption that she left the country recently, concentrated on that, and struck oil quite quickly.
Yeah.
She paid for her journey by cheque, so it was plain sailing. A Miss Laetitia Toff, with an address in West London.
Ah, we see, I only know her as Miss Mary Johnson from Egham.
Really? Fertile imagination. She's not, in fact, particularly English. Her father was Malaysian and her mother was French, oddly enough. Says here, born in Nice. Parents no longer living. Job with the BBC. Script girl stuff. For the last 3 years, she's been employed in freelance journalism. Lived alone in a small flat in Holland Park. We thought we'd just best pop over. Nothing much there. But one or two slight oddities, including 2 undeclared and certainly unregistered firearms. What were they again?
An American pistol, 32 Ivor Johnson, hence your Mary Johnson, conceivably, and a whacking great Llama 45, loaded, what's more.
And then there were her writings. Relatively sophisticated women's magazine stuff for the most part. But we did come across this, which at any level's out of key. I'll read it. The Luger is the perfect instrument of death, which makes it the perfect work of art. The aesthetics are perfectly satisfying because death is the climax.
Now, that's extraordinary.
Isn't it? None of the other bits of writing lying around matches it. Either it was a note for something quite fresh, or whatever it was, she had a morbid preoccupation with firearms.
Or with death, by this or any other means.
Fausta, I thought I said...
Mr. Green.
Am I an unreasonable interruption?
No, not at all.
I've an instruction to see to these gentlemen's expenses. Let me have the pleasure of inviting you all to lunch.
God, it's too idiotic. You've killed a person, and you're lumbered with the body. So you drive to the most conspicuous place you can choose, a 3-star restaurant in the middle of France. I ask you.
Yeah.
It's madness.
You're rather silent, Castaigne.
Well, I'm eating and listening. The examining magistrate is alive to all these arguments. He'll probably agree with them. Mr. Green, did you manage to find out anything about the judge and his family?
I looked him up in Who's Who. Much if it is rather arcane to an un-English ear, but you're welcome to it.
Thank you. Yes, well, I see what you mean. Educated Marlborough, Trinity College, Cambridge, hobbies, country walks, botany and birds. Nothing very helpful there. Flat off Sloane Street and a home in Egham. Is that Egham in Surrey?
I presume so. Are there others?
Isn't that where the girl claimed to have come from? What that? Castaigne, I'm wondering if there's a possibility the girl may have been following this family for some obscure reason. Her giving that phony address does bear that out in a way, and she was a sort of journalist. Makes one wonder if she was trying
to get alongside him for some reason.
You mean to get an interview for something she was writing?
On his holiday?
Oh, it's worth following up, perhaps. But why should he be good copy, the judge?
Well, he was fairly well known as a hardliner.
You mean the sort who'd want to bring back the death penalty?
Oh, I wouldn't put it past him.
None of this gets us any closer to why she was killed. No. I still think she may have had criminal associates. Firearms point to that. Perhaps whoever killed her knew of her interest in the judge. I'd like to know Commissaire Richard's views.
So would I. Where the hell's he got to?
My dear boy, I'm quite desolate. My heart bled for you.
Now, that's just not good enough. Now, you put me out on a branch and you've sawn it off. To the English police, I'm just an underling.
I am truly sorry, but I've been stuck with the prefect all this time. Where are they now?
Well, at the consulate, I think.
I better go up there and see them. Fausta, will you ring up Green?
Okay.
I'll be straightforward with you, Castaigne. These English are being a bit funny. The minister, no less, has said there's to be no trouble. So, on the English side, somebody quite high up has asked for the door to be bolted.
And just when we've established a positive link between the dead girl and the judge. Little Letitia used a phony name and something close to the judge's address. She spent the night with his son. Now, we can't prove it, but it's so. And she's obsessed with firearms. We found a car, but not her clothes.
Yes, I know.
But nor have we found links with anyone else in the last few days before she was killed but the Armitages. And now you tell me we're to lay off.
I never said any such thing. When have I ever told you to lay off? Mind you, life would be much more peaceful if I had.
Mr. Green says they'd be delighted to see you, and won't you come to tea?
Tea? At the consulate? Mm-hmm. Tell them I'd like that very much.
I'll tell them.
Nice weather for fishing.
Fishing?
Cold with the dry wind.
I don't quite follow.
Tour. It's not really all that far. You could do it in 3 hours, quite comfortably.
What are you on about?
I think it's time we looked for the girl's dress in her handbag. You can take Ortez.
Ortez? You go off to have tea at the consulate, and I go fishing for a handbag with Ortez.
Feeling better now?
Oh, much better, thanks. Where's the towel?
I'll dry your back for you.
Oh, that's perfect. Wonderful.
I hate to say this, but you don't think it was all a bit too easy?
Easy? 2 solid days up to our waist in water half the time, and you call it easy?
You don't think you were meant to find these things?
Well, that's not the way it seems to me. The bag was under an old bridge off the autoroute, and the clothes were stuffed down a filthy garage litter bin. What do you think was in the handbag?
I have no idea.
A Luger pistol.
And what was she doing with that?
Well, she liked guns, had a morbid interest in them, that's clear. 2 more at home. Justified it to herself, perhaps, by making a thing out of needing protection by herself in a car in a naughty foreign country. Carrying it around, it excited her.
So what do you think happened?
Well, it's clear enough, I'd have thought. Colin Armitage dumped the body on Parr.
But why?
I don't know why, and I don't want to know. All this why is the magistrate's worry. Either for cover, as originally thought, only sort of, double bluff, do you see? Maybe some obscure malice or resentment. The father, being a judge, might have been much too respectable and self-satisfied for the boy's taste. How does one know? Interrogation will bring it out.
So, is the boy supposed to have followed her to Tours and dumped the dress in the dustbin to implicate the family further? Surely the dress would have stayed unrecognized, but for the chance of the cop you went to see in car actually meeting her. It all sounds most unlikely to me.
Well, there's still a lot that is obscure, but that's often the way.
So what are the English going to make of this peculiar tale?
Well, they're not going to be best pleased.
Won't the boy do a bunk?
As Richard sees it, the others are surety for the boy's good behaviour. He'll be seeing them. It's not my job. He's getting ready for those English sarcasms. You know, like the EC's chief contribution to the British Isles being rabies, and preparing to be devastatingly mild in return. Well, if you persist in sending us barefoot nymphomaniacs with guns, you know, that sort of thing.
Oh, she was more than that. I got to know something of her drawing her face.
But Richard isn't going to issue a mandate. He can't very well drag these people handcuffed across France. Polite notes will be in order, asking them to produce themselves at the commissariat on their way home. We'll let them come here in their own good time.
The Armitage family is expected to arrive sometime this evening. The press are having a field day. Richard even found a gang of reporters camping out on his doorstep when he got home last night.
And where are they going to stay?
The Albion again. Mr. Green's sorting all that out.
It gets more fantastic every hour. They've sent a man down from the embassy in Paris to take charge of the diplomatic niceties. He's been with the examining magistrate all the morning negotiating terms.
Terms?
Under which the family will agree to talk.
And what have they decided?
They will make a formal disclaimer of any knowledge of Letitia Toth. Will supply any information required on one condition.
And what's that?
That the examination will not take place on police premises. So we've booked you a suite at the Holiday Inn.
But look, I thought that you were...
No, not a bit of it, old boy. You're the one who speaks English. We don't want an interpreter involved in all this.
And you don't know a woman called Letitia Toth?
No, never met her.
Can you be quite sure of that?
I am quite sure of that.
Now, in your statement, you mentioned staying the night in a country hotel near Deauville, but you couldn't recall the name.
That's right.
Well, we found the hotel.
Bully for you.
And the hotelier recognized you from the description given him. You're registered under the name of Robert Maxwell. Why the false name?
Is it illegal?
It's not illegal unless there's an attempt to mislead an official inquiry.
Call it discretion, then.
Well, rest assured that we'll be discreet when we decide that it has nothing to do with our inquiry. A woman stayed the night with you?
I don't know her name.
Then how do you know it wasn't Letitia Toth?
What makes you think it was?
She booked that evening into a hotel in Cannes. She didn't occupy her room. She vanished and wasn't seen again until she reappeared in a car in Tours. leaving some luggage in Caen.
Oh, I know nothing about that. I saw the body of a woman outside that restaurant. Long black hair. I didn't see her face then, but I knew I'd never seen her. Some days later, I read in the paper that she'd been identified as somebody called Toth. Means nothing to me.
Now, let me get this straight. You admit that you spent the night in this hotel with a woman. You say it couldn't have been Letitia Toth because the woman you were with didn't have long black hair. But you don't know this woman's name. Well, you'll agree, it all seems a bit weird.
Well, it may seem weird to you, but it has nothing to do with your affair.
Well, since none of us are sure of her real name, we can't be sure of that either, can we? But you are assured of my discretion. Now, tell us what this woman looked like, how you met her, what she said, all about her, in fact.
I know nothing about her. There's no need for the old-fashioned moral stuff. We met casually in the casino. We fancied each other, so we made a date. All one to both of us, I dare say, if we never met again. Are you doubting what I say?
All I'm trying to do is disentangle you from this coincidence that Letitia Toth was in Caen and suddenly she turns up in your father's car a day or two later. Now, okay, you met this mysterious lady by arrangement in your hotel, and your statement says that you picked the hotel at random.
Yeah, well, I admit that wasn't the truth. But see it my way. I could see you asking a lot of questions about where I was and the rest, so I thought I'd better cover up. A woman like that, picked up, well, I got the impression she'd done things of that sort before.
And it's not the kind of thing you'd want your family to know about.
Well, I've no particular reason to keep this business quiet on my own account, but I'd just as soon you don't go and tell them everything I've said. The old man does have his position to keep up. If this kind of thing is made public, it wouldn't do him any good. My mother would be upset. That's why I gave a false name. I often do. Being the son of a judge isn't necessarily the big social advantage you might think.
Well, don't worry, I won't tell tales on you.
That's why I kept apart from them. On holiday, I mean. I just came along here for the grub. Look where it gets me.
I don't know what questions you can possibly find to put to me.
Odd ones. Do you like driving a car?
Yes, I do. It's a lovely car. Big but manageable.
And you've done most of the driving?
Turn and turn about with my mother. None of us likes driving here, I may say. French drivers are simply filthy, rude and selfish.
Perfectly true. They are. But what we're concerned with is this business of Miss Toth's clothes strewn along the road. The inference is that somebody followed you closely enough to observe your movements. Now, do you use the rear-view mirror much when you drive?
Oh, of course I do. Look, this has puzzled us no end. I mean, a strange car one doesn't notice, but if it stayed close, following one throughout the whole morning, one would be bound to notice. We stopped where we said for petrol, and we stopped a couple of times to look at the view and that bridge over the water. Well, why pretend? My father went behind a tree, and I suppose I don't mind saying I did too.
I appreciate your openness.
So, if a car was following us, we'd have been bound to notice.
Now, in your earlier statement, you felt pretty sure that the car was never left altogether unattended.
Oh, well, it's terribly difficult being questioned on things that had no great importance at the time, and one starts to wonder. But really, you know, we'd have locked the car. I mean, it was full of luggage, and one has to be terribly careful. That time in Tours, we were tired, and the young man with the luggage was obliging. We'd never have left the car open. It's all too silly for belief. It's been a great worry to my father, and it's nearly driven my mother batty. Look, you must believe me. Somehow there's been a very hateful and skillful trick.
Are you awake? I met your judge today and his wife.
How? Where?
I was in the Jesuit garden drawing. I wanted to get it in early spring before the ruins get covered in green. They came over to look at what I was doing. I knew who they were immediately. We had lunch together.
You did what?
Well, not exactly lunch. We sat at a table on the pavilion terrace. I ate my sandwiches, and the old boy ordered a bottle of the very best wine to checkmate the waiter who was being a bit snotty. He stayed quite a long time.
What did you talk about?
Oh, general things. Nationalism, you know. I got very Czech. They're very cautious about Germany, but they find it infinitely better than France. One has to understand them. France is the traditional enemy.
And did they say anything about...
They were worried. Oh, it goes deep. They won't speak of it, but it's all the time behind their eyes. She said quite unselfconsciously that they were stuck here as witnesses to a homicide investigation and that this was horrid, and she supposed I'd read about it in the papers. I couldn't tell lies. I hope you're not going to be cross with me.
Well, I don't suppose it could do any harm.
I said simply that I was married to a French cop, the one who Richard had delegated to take their statements.
Yeah, and then?
It brought them up short, of course. But they were too nice to be hostile. The old boy said rather splendidly that he refused utterly to let that colour the feelings of friendly simplicity on which this acquaintance had been based, and that my candour did me honour.
Oh, so it does.
It's no virtue. I can't conceal things.
Well, can't you see? Honesty promotes honesty. You've done me a good turn.
I was so afraid I'd made a mess of things.
It's indecent, I suppose, to say I couldn't help my surprise at learning that an artist is the wife of a police officer, but I can't help saying that it increases my respect for you.
Thank you. Lady Armitage,
I am sorry I was so rude on our first meeting, but it all seemed too trivial and nonsensical then. You can understand our showing impatience. Now it all seems a horrible trap. What on earth can I say in answer to your questions?
Well, of course, my wife's meeting you doesn't change my attitude to the job I've been told to do, but it can change the approach. Now, if I might, I'd like to ask you more about background. On both sides of the Channel, there's a tradition, isn't there, of service to the state, of integrity or loyalty to ideals.
Yes, of course, you're right. And it exists. Or did. We were brought up to believe that we owed ourselves to an ideal of responsibility, a dedication almost religious. That sounds quite laughable nowadays, but I assure you it was so.
Well, it's general police thinking. I'm not expressing a personal opinion, to deplore the decay of individual responsibility. Everything now gets shoved onto the shoulders of the state. But the more the state does, the more we want it to do somehow. But it can't take over a family's duties.
Oh, I agree.
Responsible means answerable.
What do you mean?
It's a stupid play on words, it's nothing more. Would you like some coffee, Lady Armitage?
I've just had some, thank you.
Now, I'd like to go over this timetable.
I thought we were finished.
Well, there's an awkward gap that bothers us. We lose sight of this woman alive and calm, and we catch sight of her again, here, dead.
I never laid eyes on her either way. You'll simply have to take my word for that.
Of course. She was driving a small red Japanese car. Here's a colour photograph of it.
So, what exactly do you want to ask me?
Well, I'm not sure that I want to ask you anything, Sir James. Let me speak to you frankly. I don't like this job. It makes me look a fool, and, well, nobody enjoys that. How does a minor police official go about discussing points of law with a man of your position and experience? He can't. But when he has to, he does.
I'm not on the bench here. I'm a private citizen. I take your point, of course. A man such as myself can never be wholly private.
But unfortunately, I'm obliged to confuse the public and the private person. On the one side, I've something personal to say. On the other, I'm a policeman talking in technical terms to a magistrate upon a judicial point.
Making a submission, we'd call it. You needn't hesitate. Respect for a submission is the first of our duties.
Then I'll dispense with the preliminaries. We think it possible that your son made the acquaintance of the woman called Letitia Tarth and spent the night with her in a hotel near Caen. We think she then decided to approach you, perhaps to put some pressure on you. She was a few weeks pregnant. Now, your own strong views about abortion are on public record. As a motive for getting rid of her, assuming a threat of scandal or disclosure, well, it seems unlikely. Motive, though, isn't always a good basis for inquiry. And I think that that's where the English police officers perhaps went astray.
Is there any more of this?
Somebody, who can only be called a sociopathic personality, thought it amusing to sow a lot of false trails to implicate your family. Now, to our minds, that removes all possibility of a professional killing. No professional would take these fantastic risks of being noticed, putting the body in the boot of your car, planting clothes and stuff all along the road. It was intended to cause great embarrassment and humiliation.
And you're implying that my son did this?
To my mind, he showed his hand by arranging to be around at the time the body was discovered. He seemed amused by it all. A cutely disturbing piece of luggage for a judge. Small but exquisite embarrassment for the French police and even for the French government. With quite simple resources, an international incident is created. It's not a homicide. It's a vast black joke.
I'm bound to point out that your premises are exceedingly fragile. You don't even place your presumed author at the scene of the crime, assuming that it took place in Tours.
I'm only too aware of that.
You presume a physical relationship of some weeks' standing between my son and this girl, but no trace of a meeting has been shown to exist.
Well, with respect, I don't think my English colleagues have tried very hard. Now, I don't blame them. They'd naturally be most reluctant to believe anything that would affect a man in your public position. I believe all this was present in the mind of the crime's author. He counted on it. I think he counted also on the family relationship. How could any member of his family admit to knowledge or suspicion? He has us over a barrel. Well, except, really, yourself.
I see. Your inference, pertinent if unattractive, is that in these circumstances I must have realized the significance of the discoveries, and faced with the inevitable disgrace and ruin disclosure must bring, I chose silence. Is that correct?
I'm obliged by the circumstances to put it to you formally and await an answer. No law of ours obliges you to give one.
I see. I find myself in the presence of a police officer convinced of my son's guilt in a homicide, and of my felonious concealment of guilty knowledge. A pretty notion you have formed of my family. An extra turn of the screw is that all this should have taken place in France, a country which, as you cannot fail to have observed, is not high in my esteem. You turn the tables on me since I am low in your own esteem. My breath is taken away. Allow me a moment. Tell me, have you discussed this theory with your colleagues? Or the, how do you call him, the magistrate of instruction?
Commissaire Richard knows my thoughts, but he hasn't taken me into his confidence regarding his own. As for the magistrate, I've told him nothing. He wouldn't give a lot of weight to unsupported conclusions by an obscure inspector.
It seems to me, Mr. Castang, that your theory, unsupported by evidence, fails to meet the tests a court, that is to say an English court, would insist on applying. In fact, I am bound to tell you that my own opinion upon the bench would be that there is no case to answer. The Director of Public Prosecutions, very roughly the equivalent of your Chamber of Accusation, would, I think, have reached the same conclusion before me.
It won't get as far as any Chamber of Accusations. If it reaches the magistrate at all, it will only be in the formal sense that he declares further proceedings void. My own superior, Commissaire Richard, would apply your own argument to my submission.
You have put to me, Mr. Castang, a classic enigma, classically described in an excellent book left, alas, unfinished, by a writer who had some acquaintance with the law, Robert Louis Stevenson.
Well, he means nothing to me, I'm sorry to say.
Weir of Hermiston. You should look it up. The name is that of a hanging judge, known for his brutal and peremptory manner in court. His son is shocked by his father's apparent callousness in sentencing a criminal to execution, and is moved to public protest. The son is banished to a remote country existence, where, as a result of various incidents involving a country girl, he is accused of murder. It seems to have been the author's intention that the son should come to trial in his father's court, and be sentenced to death. But Stevenson died before completing it.
I see.
In the relationship between father and son, there may be some analogy, but there is no parallel with this situation in which I now find myself. There is, as I have said, no legal case to answer.
I understand that.
However, I would like to give this whole matter some further thought. I ask for some hours of reflection to postpone the conclusion of this exchange for reasons of my own. Have you any objections?
None whatever.
Then let us agree a postponement for 24 hours.
Certainly, Sir James. Tomorrow at this time?
It seems to have been Stevenson's intention that the whole thing should prove too much for the hanging judge, and that he should die of shock.
Well, we've been keeping a careful eye on the old boy since, of course.
What's he been doing?
Well, only this evening he took a long walk down to the Restaurant de la Bourse.
Alone?
Alone. He ate a steak, drank half a bottle of wine, and walked all the way back to his hotel.
So what now?
Oh, go to bed, sleep. Wait for tomorrow.
But are you really certain that...
Oh, no. Castan.
Slight drama over the boy, I'm afraid. Thought you'd better know.
Colin Armitage.
Yeah, he drove out to the Rancho Notorious. Do you know the place? It's a disco.
I know it. I wouldn't be seen dead there. What did he do?
Drank too much, turned his car over on the way back.
Is he hurt?
No, not really. Bit bruised. We're in city limits, so the urban brigade has him. He's over the odds on alcohol, naturally, driving dangerously. Nobody else involved, which is lucky, but he was a bit saucy. What do you want me to tell them?
No problem. Let them take him in and book him. Once he's in the tank, tell them that we'll want him. So, well, spin things out. Lots of paperwork and all that. Keep hold of him until Richard decides whether to take him in. Oh, and make sure the judge is informed. Doesn't matter if you have to wake him up. I want you to make absolutely certain that he knows all about it.
Good morning.
Oh, hello.
Forgive me for staring. I was interested to see how your picture was coming along.
Not very well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
I distracted you, I'm afraid.
No. Why don't you sit down?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I can't seem to get to the essence of it all somehow. I keep complicating things. It ought to be quite simple, really, a bit like human behavior.
You interest me.
Of course, you're a judge.
Obliged to view complicated situations.
And to simplify them, like this case of murder. It's really very simple, surely.
Go on.
The police think it's your son. They've built up a complicated theory. They're having trouble digesting it.
And you have a simple theory?
Simpler? I never saw the girl, but they gave me her photographs and asked me to make a sketch of her as she would have been. I was very pleased when a policeman in car recognized her from my picture. He understood her, I think.
And what was his conclusion?
He just saw her as a threat, to him at that moment. And cops have an instinct for the troublemaker or trouble magnetizer.
A kind of natural attractor.
I saw her as he saw her.
Pray go on.
Laetitia. Joy. You met her, didn't you?
Is that what you think?
I think she was a dangerous person who loved to complicate things, to entangle, to entice, to entrap people. I think that she got you into a complicated situation that suddenly became intolerable to you. Untenable might be a better word. And to simplify things in a hurry, you found you had to kill her.
Really?
But if I'm wrong, then you can tell me.
What I have not been able to understand is why she hated me, as she plainly did, and sought to entrap me. I have even wondered whether my son... I cannot believe he knew what had happened, but it was almost as if he were amused.
A little while ago, a wise old policeman came round to see me. He told me not to go out at night. That is the time of the power of darkness. The police go out, they have to. They are part of it. The Night Lords, he called them.
You believe in the powers of darkness?
In Satan? Certainly. Not this modern, morbid superstition chattering about exorcisms, but in the evil that is in people. I have advice for if you'll take it.
What is it?
Go to the police. To my husband. To Commissaire Richard. They know a lot about good and evil. They go out at night.
He's here. What? Who's here?
The judge.
But we weren't due to meet until this afternoon. Well, why's he come here? I thought he'd only see us at the Holiday Inn.
He says he wants to talk to you.
Well, yes, but wouldn't it be better if you...
No, you talk to him. You can use my office.
I've been talking to your wife. Let's do away with preliminaries, shall we? I find myself in a position I cannot support. Whether or not you guessed as much, whether the suspicions you expressed yesterday were designed to put pressure on me, no matter. You owe me no explanation, either.
If I understand you correctly, you are confessing to this crime. Is that right?
It is difficult to know where to begin. I wish to make a point. I do not seek to protect members of my family, but equally I cannot allow them to be placed in jeopardy by attempts to protect me.
Which has been the case. I should think I could get you assurance that they would be immune from further action, provided that we have no false information from here on.
I should like to see them freed of all blame.
Well, I'm afraid I haven't the powers to make bargains. That's for the examining magistrate. I take it that your family, whatever they knew or guessed, kept silent out of loyalty to you. Is that it? No more than that?
My daughter Patience got rid of the girl's car, knowing and suspecting nothing.
Well, that involves much that worried us. Nobody will hold that against her. Your daughter drove the car down and parked it in Tours.
I told her simply that the car belonged to a friend of Colin's, who had asked us to see that it was put in a safe place to be picked up later.
Which convinced her, after the discovery of the body, that her brother was the author of the crime?
I'm afraid that it might be so.
Shall we go back to the night before?
I think we have to go back further still.
So we go back to Bayeux?
Yes, Bayeux. We were looking at the famous tapestry. People had their eyes only on the walls. The girl put a piece of paper into my hand.
And do you have this piece of paper?
Fortunately, or perhaps unfortunately, I do. Here.
Thank you. Dear Sir James, as a close, I should say, very close friend of Colin's, it is of great importance that I should be able to have a word with you. I realise the need to be discreet. May I beg of you to meet me in the hotel car park this evening around 9:30? I shall not keep you long.
I imagine you've seen the car park. It's just dimly lit, and people walking to and from it are not noticed. I told my wife I proposed to take a stroll, to digest some rather good claret. I recognised the girl, having noticed her in the tapestry room. There was a slight drizzle, and so we went to a sort of cafe. She asked for a drink, and she took, I think, a brandy. She said she'd had an affair of some months' standing with Colin. I find this to have been quite untrue. He scarcely knew her. She said she wished to marry him. She said, quite sensibly, that she had not wished to be sprung on me without warning, hence this discreet approach. I was somewhat put off by her air of mystery and obvious tension.
Well, a speciality of hers.
She said she had more to tell me. I said that I was tired and wished now to go back to the hotel. She asked me where I would be next day. I told her, very foolishly, the address of the hotel my wife had picked out. She asked me not to mention the meeting to anyone else, as yet. I must admit that she intrigued me. There was plainly more behind this than she said.
Well, it's possible that she wanted a pretext for getting close to you.
You may be right.
Plainly, she felt confident of having her hooks into Colin. She spent the night with him in Deauville. Well, he'll have to fill us in on that.
Yes. Well, I must come to the point. There's no help for it. That night in Tours, I drank a little too much of that attractive Chinon wine. It must have contributed to my recklessness. I repeated to my wife my excuse of wanting a stroll. She was tired and a little irritable. She said she was going to bed with a sleeping pill.
Can we put it that you felt you had a certain freedom to stay out?
I think you can. The car park, you've seen it, of course, is some distance from the hotel and screened by trees. It was a cold, foggy night. She was in her car. What in heaven's name possessed me?
Everybody, even after she was dead, remarked upon her extreme vitality and great powers of attraction.
Yes, perhaps. And powers of darkness. I proposed, as before, a stroll, but it was really too cold. I didn't want to sit in her cramped little car. Half mechanically I tried the door of my own car. I proposed getting into it. I think I cannot adequately describe the events of the following hour.
Well, you needn't, though. I'm afraid the judge will insist, but don't let's bother with that now. Can we say that she seduced you, or that you seduced her?
I think that there can be no doubt. She was wearing no underclothes.
I'm afraid that she was both deliberately amusing herself and quite certainly looking for leverage over you. It had worked easily with Colin. How much more exciting to repeat the experience with his father and a judge.
May God forgive me, but I know payment will be exacted.
And then?
After, I cannot call it love, She gave an odd, hysterical laugh. She opened her handbag. She had a pistol. She pointed it at me, close to. She said, I can't recall her exact words, after love, death, or it might have been, love is a strong sensation, death is another. I can't recall.
What did you do?
I was very frightened. It was a kind of reflex action. I got an arm round her neck. She started to scream.
No, it's all right, Sir James.
I'm sorry. May I have a glass of water?
I'm obliged to place you under custody, Sir James.
I'm afraid that only judges have the right to the title. As of now, I am no longer Sir James.
The Spanish say that man is the most honourable of titles.
I'm sure you're aware that there is no bail on a homicide charge. Regulations state that you should be deprived of your tie, your shoelaces, and anything else that could serve as a ligature. I have not the faintest intention of respecting that. Rather than humiliate you, I rely upon your integrity.
Thank you, Commissaire. That is most considerate.
The examination will not be a long one. Both the examining magistrate and the Court of Assize will take the widest and most liberal view, in the absence, that is, of any illegal chicanery. I hope your embassy people have the sense to see this.
You need have no cause for concern on any of these grounds, Commissaire. The last act of my career as a judge will be to see that justice is satisfied.
Thank you, Mr. Armitage.
Monsieur Castaing, I would be grateful if you could convey a message to your charming wife.
Of course.
Thank her for telling me about the Night Lords, and for sending me to them.
In The Night Lords, by Nicolas Freeling, dramatised by Michael Bakewell, Keith Barron played Henri Castin, Richard Vernon, Sir James, John Horsley, Richard, Aditha Brichter, Vera, Mary Allen, Lady Armitage, Simon Treves, Colin, Emma Gregory, Patience, Brian Miller, Lasserre, Danielle Allen, Fausta, Angus Wright, Thomas, Paul Downing, Green, Danny Schiller, Baudet, Ben Onwukwe, Townsend, Ian Lindsay, the Hotel Patron, Michael Kilgareth, Robin, Elizabeth Kelly, Madame Bissac, and Timothy Carlton, Larkins. The play was directed by Matthew Walters.
This world is endless, so wide, so broad, but somehow I'm still lost in you. The streets are full of moving shadows, countless places I could go. City shining, people passing, yet I still feel so alone. Every road keeps leading nowhere, every sky feels cold and blue. In this world so vast and open, I'm still lost in missing you. The world is wide, so wide before me, but I keep losing my way. Somewhere in the endless distance, your memory makes me stay. The world moves on without us, but my heart remains untrue. For no matter where these feet may wander, I'm still lost in missing you. I have tried to outrun silence, tried to leave your ghost behind, but your name still echoes softly through the corners of my mind. The world is wide, so wide before me, Maybe someday I'll stop searching for your face in every crowd. But until that day, this broken heart will keep calling your name out. The world is wide, so wide before me, but I keep losing my way. Somewhere in the endless distance, your memory makes me stay. The world moves on without us, but my heart remains untrue. For no matter where these feet may wander, I'm still lost in missing